Hi Dave, Dan at Leeds Golf Centre. Just going to go through your swing with you today. If you remember from the lesson, we talked about just getting our posture a little bit better, so we wanted to get stood up a bit more. So if we looked at the kind of differences between, if you remember, it was probably you and Trevor Immelman. Just bear with me while I find his swing on here. That's down the line, and I'll just switch him round. So as we can see, we just kind of create a little bit of a kind of stooped sort of position in setup. Leg wise, we're not too bad. It's mainly just coming from the hip sort of thing. So we just get the hands a little bit low. That spine angle's a little bit too over compared to, say, Trevor, and you kind of see this sort of hand position that's like quite low to the ground, and then the toe of the club quite up in the air. Just created some funny hits for you, funny positions in the swing sort of thing. But all in all, very good swing. You swing it great. So, as we're looking through some of this, you can see that we hit some great positions. Mainly what I'm noticing is probably the halfway back, halfway down positions, which you hit really well. Yeah, really good. So I'm just looking at that. I'm just going to draw you a plane line in just to give you an idea. But ideally, this plane line would want to be kind of a little bit higher. So when we get the hands a bit higher with that better setup, we'll see it a little bit higher. Hopefully a bit easier to swing the club. But yeah, there we go. So it stays pretty good on plane. On the way down, there's a little bit of a lift, if you can see that. Just one thing I've just noticed. A little lift, but that's probably coming from the fact that you're low down, that you're kind of having to make up for it a bit. So it's one of them movements that we could ideally sort of dial out by just standing that little bit taller. So going to move on to the face-on view. Let's have a look at that. So this is probably where we made one of the biggest changes. If you can remember, we were looking at trying to create this Y shape. You generally hit a little bit of a pulley sort of draw to the right. So if you remember, we were trying to change this position here. So you see how we get this kind of funny looking Y shape. Sort of almost works in one straight line on that right arm position.